major chord his love, and she got it right. What she played it on came from the light.
Welcome to Grandma's Journals. This channel began with a collection of handwritten journals, pages filled with everyday moments, quiet faith, family stories, and a kind of wisdom that only comes from a life well lived. These journals belong to my Grandma Peggy. Inside them are her thoughts, her prayers, her joys, and her struggles. Moments that may have felt ordinary at the time, but now feel priceless. My hope is that as you listen, you'll feel connected to her story and maybe even your own. Thanks for being here. This is Grandma's Journal.
The beauty of the song is joy in her eyes. The major chord is love, and she got it right.
Hello. I am back again to give you guys the recording that I promised at the end of the last podcast. And I was hoping to do it yesterday and I didn't get to it, but that's fine. Here I am. So it is, like I told you guys, it is a cassette tape. I was going to bring it out here to show you, but I think you know what a cassette tape looks like, hopefully. Anyways, it is a cassette tape that Grandma and Grandpa and the girls did for my dad while he was on his mission. My dad, Steve, when he was on his mission. They sang him happy birthday, and they sent him little messages, and then they mailed it to him, and he was able to listen to it and then record on the other side a message back to them. So that is what this recording is. It is seriously the cutest thing ever because, so the people you're going to hear in it is Grandma and Grandpa, obviously, my Aunt Jeanette, my Aunt Lori, my Uncle Jim, and Danny, who is Bernice. I was just talking about Bernice in the last podcast. It is her son. So even though Bernice wasn't a member, Danny was and went on a mission and got home a little bit before my dad. So anyways, so Danny's in there as well. And at least I'm pretty sure it's him. Pretty sure that's what it is. And then you'll also hear from Grandma Blanche and Doc. So it was really fun to like hear these voices that we haven't heard in a while. But y'all, oh my gosh. Clint's little voice. Oh, it is the cutest, sweetest thing ever. So I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. And then listening to my dad, I think I might have said this at the end, but like, obviously I know it's my dad. I can tell it's my dad, but it's a very young Steve. And he sounds a lot like my little brother, Cody. So it was kind of crazy listening to it and just hearing so much of Cody. Like it was crazy. Anyway, so that is what you guys are going to hear now. And then the next time I get on, I promise we will be jumping into 1992. If you are watching the video, there's really nothing to watch past this point. It's just going to show like the speaker of my player. So this is really just for listening purposes from this cassette tape, and it's super cute. So enjoy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Steve. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Woo!
Right into there.
In there?
Yeah. Should
What
we
can I tell him?
You told me you had something you wanted to tell him.
tell him you love him.
Will
Right
you
here,
tell-
Stephen. Say hello, Steve.
Right here?
Yeah. Talk.
You tell him.
No, you tell him. Say, hi, Uncle Steve-O, how you doing? Tell him about
Can we check this thing and see if it's working?
Okay. I'm going to tell him how you doing on your mission.
Okay, I'll see.
Where do you talk at now?
Right here.
On the hole there?
Yeah, talk right in the hole there.
No, you don't have
No,
to.
you have to get that close.
Where?
Right here, just talk.
Just right where you're at.
Tell him that you got a new horse and saddle.
Where?
I don't know.
You tell him what you want to say.
Where do you talk
Tell him
at?
about your brothers.
Just
What
talk
are you
just like you're
talking-
talking right now. He'll hear you if you talk loud enough.
Like this?
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
That's a tape.
tell him what you've been playing with Grandma.
We're gonna send it to
Tell
Uncle
him that-
Steve,
Tic tac
and he'll
toe.
be able to hear it when he gets his letter.
Like that?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell him something first?
Well, I didn't know what to tell him. What'll I tell him?
You can tell me.
Hello, Steve. See, I don't have my manuscript. We got the whole family here tonight. Jim and Jeanette and Lori and Clint, Tanner, Tano, and Justin. And then we got somebody else here. We have Danny Carroll here with us tonight. So we all wanted to wish you a happy birthday and tell you that we loved you and hope that this thing comes out, because this is the first time we've ever tried this tape. So I'm going to turn it over here to Jeanette. Get up there and quit eating popcorn.
Hi, Steve. What you doing? I'm eating some popcorn. I'm sorry, I'm choking on a kernel here.
Tell him what you've been doing since you've been having babies. Since
Oh, he knows I've been having them babies.
Tell him
Steve, that ain't the only thing I've been
Tell
doing.
him where you live at.
He knows where we live at. You know we live in Bowie, don't you? Yeah.
You
Well,
make
we got a
applesauce.
woman set up for you when you get home too. Okay.
A girl. Not old enough for a woman.
Oh, a girl. Excuse me, not old enough. Well, here's Lori. Hello. Hi, Steve. Well, I think I've talked it all out since, we talked the other night, and since I've written you 5 letters by now. What?
Okay.
You should be getting your shirt in the mail any day. What am I going to say? Oh, I couldn't get the tie because Mom must have thrown them all in the garbage. I don't know what she did with them anyways.
The only one you found was the yellow shirt that says Adios on it.
No, but I found the shirt he wanted.
How he's on his mission.
Tell him how he's on his mission.
He wants to know how he's doing.
Oh, I'm supposed to tell you how you're doing on your mission. I'm sure you're doing real good. You're homesick, I could tell. You're ready to come home, I know that.
Yeah, we're all excited about you coming home too. So hurry up and quit delaying.
Now let me tell him something. Okay? Pass it over to me.
Ask Uncle Steve if he wants
Okay,
a
go
job
ahead.
in Bowie.
What?
Ask him if he wants a job in Bowie.
Do you get close like this?
Yeah, now ask him.
Uncle Stevie, do you want a job in Bowie? I can't hear him.
Yeah, Steve, pick up. We can't hear you. Did you say yes? Yeah? Maybe. Oh, I see. Okay.
I can't hear you.
Me either.
Are you going to say something for Tano?
Yeah?
Okay, tell me you're talking for Tano.
He's sleeping in his bed. And he's getting to be a big boy and he has the shot. I just told him that because he didn't know.
Oh, okay. Now Daddy can talk.
No, you haven't talked yet. Get over here and talk, Jim.
You get over there and talk.
Is the weather very good back there?
It's the humidity. It's real.
Don't get
Yeah,
close
Betty
to
likes it.
how I
Huh?
went. Get close
Clint, no, I can talk to him. Clint is gonna start riding a pony, and he wants you to teach him how to play the guitar when he gets back. So,
Yeah, I have some kids.
He has
you
some
gotta
kids.
ask Uncle Steve to teach you how to play them.
Yeah, let
And
me
if you
ask
need a
him.
job, there might be some jobs around Bowie, pretty
Let
good
me
state
ask
jobs.
him something else. Let me ask him something else.
Ask
One more thing. I have some picks to play that guitar. I know.
Go ahead. Okay, take it.
Why don't you sit down, Lori?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hi, Steve. Hey, don't listen to all these guys. Don't hurry and come home.
Yeah.
We want you to stay out there and do a real good job. Just got back from camp. I told you I was going to be the camp nurse. Well, I was, and it's a good thing that no one got too sick because Mom's not a very good nurse. I'll just have to tell you one little incident that happened. It was the only goof up that I made. This lady came in and she wanted some preparation H for hemorrhoids. I know it's not very nice, but I'm going to tell you how I goofed up. And so I told her I was real sorry, but we didn't have anything for that, but that I did have some suppositories. And before I finished my sentence, she says, "Oh, well good, that's what I need. Give me one of those." The next morning she come back and wanted to know where the kind, sweet nurse was that gave her a suppository and made her run her legs off all night. I was supposed to get her something different from that, but I didn't. We wound up with just a few cuts and bruises and mostly bee stings. We had 1 million bees up there. They're called meat bees, and they eat nothing but meat, and they'd eat each other. And if you lay a piece of meat out, they'd eat the chicken right off the bone. They were really weird bees. And had quite a few of the girls ask about you, want to know when you was on your way home. And we had the priesthood that was up there was Charlie Randall and also Mark Freeman. And Mark talked to me for a long time and told me to tell you hi.
Tell him Danny Turley has his farewell tomorrow going to Atlanta, Georgia.
You hear what Dad said? He said Dan Turley has his farewell tomorrow and he's going to Atlanta, Georgia. Meanwhile, back to Mark Freeman. He was up there and Helen was so worried about him because she didn't think he was going to have any fun. And when his mom left, he had more fun than anybody at camp, I think. The night that they gave their Miss Fantasy Island contest, well, he played the Miss Fantasy Island of the year before and came on to crown the winner. And he was dressed in a blonde wig and a hula skirt. And if his mother could have seen him, she'd have probably died. They called him something like Marca Freestoni. That was his name while he was up there. But anyway, he caught him a great big tarantula, and he tried to scare all the girls with it. And every time the girls wouldn't go out and do their work, well, he'd throw his tarantula on the floor and they'd all scatter like crazy. Or when we wanted all the girls out of the kitchen, well, he'd take his tarantula and dump it out of the can and stomp his foot so we'd chase them all out of the kitchen. And then he caught all the bats and canned them to take home to his little brother, so he had lots of fun up there. We had a few rainstorms up there that was really big downpour, and then we had the priesthood come up Sunday, and we had a real nice church services with Brother Beezer and President Schill and President Allen, and Charlie Randall and Mark Freeman were the ones that blessed the sacrament for us. And then we had just a short church, but most of the girls spoke, and then they had a few of the cabin mothers bear their testimony. And it stayed real nice, and the sun was shining through the trees, and it really did look like the sacred grove while we were there. Later on in the afternoon, the downpour came, and it really rained, and people were scattering everywhere, but they were pretty well soaked before they got to a cabin or an attic. And we had our bishopric in one of the cabins, and they gave us about 4 real cute lessons. And then after that, they all bore their testimonies. And then the bishopric served sandwiches and root beer floats, and then they went home for the evening. And then that night they kept on a real spiritual plane, and they had what they called a silent hike. And they had all of the kids go through a little ceremony thing, and then they had all of them sing songs at different destinations. And it was real quiet, and they sang some really pretty songs, and then afterwards they all walked up to the bonfire and had a closing prayer. And that night they all went back to their cabins, and everybody went to sleep real early, so that made it real nice for us to get up early Monday morning and come home. And we really had a good time up there, and I really enjoyed it. probably be my last year at this camp. Dad says we're moving to Elfrida in August, so we're really looking next August, not this August.
No, I'm going for that.
Oh, Dad says he's going before next August. Well, anyway, we're really looking forward to it.
Summer here if I can get
We're
out
getting
of it.
real anxious to move. Seemed like there were some other things I was going to tell you, but I can't remember right offhand. Somebody was telling me that their son was coming home that went about the same time you did. Now I can't remember who it was. But I did see Cindy Fox up at camp, and she's still waiting for, what's his name? I can't remember his name. But he left a month before you did, or a month after? A month before. So she said he'll be home in 32 days when I was talking to her at camp, so it's less than that now.
Mom has this all planned out. She has it written on paper. What
No,
she's
I
gonna say.
don't.
Unless she waited till tonight.
She just told me that story yesterday, so she
See,
had it
I
memorized.
thought so.
Well,
Memorized it.
at least I did have something
Well,
to
let
sit and
Danny
tell. Okay, hold on just a minute and I'll let Dan say something.
Hello, Steve. I guess everybody's the time's drawing nigh. Be coming home soon, but the girls will be here. There are plenty of them. Yeah, don't have to worry about that. You'll be scared of them by the time you first get home.
He's afraid that they're all taken.
Don't worry about that. They're not all taken. It'll take you a month or two to kind of get back in the swing of things. It took me about 6 dances before I'd even dance with anybody. But it's a good thing to get home and get settled down again. But I guess a roommate and mine is going to be going back east, and I don't know how far we're going to get up. We're thinking about trying to get up to Boston, around that area, but it doesn't look like we're going to make it that far, so we're just going to make it to Pittsburgh and then come back. But it's really exciting to be home, being back in school and doing things like that. But I guess I hear you might be going down to stay in either Bowie or Elfrida, going to school down there.
Where are these pictures from?
I guess that's going to be exciting.
Well.
I don't know about that. I've only been through Bowie once, I think. There's not too much there, as far as I can remember of it.
I thought there
A
was
lot of excitement going on.
Jim's had drug bust, 4
What
bars,
are these?
knifing.
Sounds like Duncan.
Something's always going on those places. If there's nothing, they make things up.
That's right.
Well, I'm like everybody else. I can't think of anything to say when you get a tape recorder in front of me. But you'll have to stop by down to the Washington Temple if you get a chance, because that's sure a real treat. We stopped by on the way home and stopped there for a day, and it sure was a real treat. We're going to go back there in about a week, but it was sure
Where were you on your mission?
Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, just
going back
straight
there?
down.
Not very far.
You'll probably go back there and check up on the girls back there.
You're
that
going
you
to
had
go
a time out
to you're going to
before.
Pittsburgh. You're not going to go on up through New England.
Well, we had planned on going up there, but I don't know if we're going to have enough time now. But we still might go up there. I went by
You'd be there
AAA.
just right time of the year to go through New England. It's
Yeah,
most
it's
beautiful
pretty
time
right
of the
now.
year.
Yeah, it's probably 30 on the east side.
Usually about 30 minutes.
It's 60. It's 30 on each side.
What
So lots of time.
I bring myself
Did you-
food, spaghetti, and I touched the bread can.
That'll learn you, huh?
I can't think of anything else exciting to tell you. Just keep up the good work. Endure to the end. What they always used to tell us. Oh yeah, I'm an uncle now. Gianna had her baby I guess it's a week ago Sunday. Had a little girl, 8 pounds, named it Lisa Renee. I guess it's a big girl. It's pretty big for a girl.
What did she weigh right now? 8 pounds?
8 pounds.
That's pretty good for a girl.
Yeah, I say, dude.
Oh, that's okay.
You
She'll
tell me
like
you're
me
gonna
now.
go up. You going to Elfrida?
Yeah, I'll be going to Elfrida probably the 20th this month. Going down there and stay with Grandma and Grandpa for about a week or so. Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna go
haven't
up
seen
on
them
her
very
birthday,
much.
I think. Or the day before.
When's her birthday?
The 9th, and we're gonna go up, I think, the 8th.
Since they moved down here, you forget it every year till the last day.
I used to take her something.
Well, I know you do.
I remembered it last time, because she didn't take her.
Oh, that's right, she's down here.
Listen to the thunder. I hope she doesn't plan on coming down there, because I should call and find out what they're gonna do. They're gonna go down and just turn it off.
All right. Well, sorry, naughty. We'll see you, Steve.
Bye.
Anybody got anything to say?
Oh, the Kenny Loggins was real good.
The what?
Kenny Loggins, what's that?
Lori's got something to say.
Oh, remember I was going to Kenny Loggins?
Get over here close.
Can't hear you if you're that far away.
Can't hear that far away? Remember I said I was going to Kenny Loggins. It was a good concert. That's
What
all.
is Kenny Loggins? Is that
He's
a...
a singer. He used to be
Loggins
singing.
and Messina.
I thought
Oh,
it was...
yeah.
I thought it was a game, like rolling logs on the water or
He's
something.
mellow. He's mellow. He's good. The guy before me was even. Oh, he was funny. He was,
You got anything to say, Jim? You want to tell him about your job?
I'll show him when he gets back.
Oh. Now, Jim will take you to Portal, Arizona, when you get back.
You better take me first.
You haven't been
We're
yet?
gonna take the
No.
camper back.
Well, I don't know.
You won't go up there and sleep on the ground.
No, but I'll sleep in the back of the truck.
Well, Steve, we'll see you when you get home. Oh, we can say more later. How do you turn it off?
Pressure stop.
Push the stop.
Steven?
Oh, wait a minute. I don't
It's
know where we
playing.
left off at.
Am I recording over? Okay, it's under control now. Mom said that, I forgot what she said. Oh, we're sending you the tape, and the other side is blank, so you could talk on it. So you could send it so we could hear you, right? And also, she didn't send you no money, so if you need it, supper, no. Jeanette and her family was here, so I guess it must have slipped her mind, so she didn't give you any money. So,
She's sending it.
but she's sending it now. So,
But we're going to quit sending if we don't hear from him.
but Dad said that they're not gonna. Dad says they're not gonna send you any money if they, don't hear from you. They haven't heard from you in a month now. Oh, maybe it was only 2 weeks. And Mom said she's not gonna send you any more pictures. So you better, clean up your act and get it together and write to them. Okay? Okay. We'll see you later.
We love you.
Bye. I love you.
Okay. Is it ready to?
Yep.
All right. Hi, Stevie. You little rascal, you. I'm going to call you Stevie Wonder. We're just wondering when in the world are you going to get home? You just don't write and tell anybody nothing. And, we're more anxious about you coming home than you are to get home. Well, anyway, we're sitting over here to your mother's, and Doc's eating up her peach cobbler, which turned into apple, and all the good stuff she's cooking. Well, we sure enjoy coming over here. We brought your dad and mom a nice big cantaloupe we raised on our in our little cantaloupe patch, so they can see how good it is. We've enjoyed our gardening, and we cut tea this morning, about a bushel of it, and got it out to dry. So my tea's really growing fast. Had new potatoes and string beans. Just now, peas are coming into the store, so next time I pull up the other potatoes, I'll have some new potatoes and peas. Don't that sound good? Yummy. They were. Well, we're just out gadding around. We left home and come over here to pick up some peaches. Now we're going back home and put some peaches up. We got some onions yet to get dried, and we've dried apricots. So we got a little bit on hand, so we won't go hungry when you get here. Mama don't treat you right, come over to Grandma's. Think you'd go back to Mom in a hurry. She's the best cook. Well, we made a trip up to Globe last Saturday. Got caught in more of a dirt storm and a little bit of rain. That one time we got home, my clean car that I'd washed that morning was just dirty as the dickens. Had to get up the next morning and wash it all over. So, but everybody's up there is just fine. It was giving Mary a shower that night. They wanted us to stay in me, but I didn't take one earthly extra dud with me, and I didn't have on anything but work clothes when I left here. Didn't think we'd ever do anything like that. So next time I'll learn to take something extra with me. But Mary will be having her baby about the same time as you arrive home. We're looking forward to seeing you. Happy birthday, my darling. We love you.
Hello, Stephen.
What makes you breath?
This is Doc. I started making a parabolic reflector mirror for the invention that I'm working on to turn the house, all the houses and everything down to Elfrida into total solar energy. Everything's working fine. We're getting ready to pull a mold off it now. I've been buying a bunch of books on greenhouses and everything, so when you get back, why, we'll be able to go to town. Be able to get everything ready and be totally independent of anyone down there. Does that sound all right to you? Okay, and we'll see.
Just tell him that boonie bug ain't nowhere near finished.
Blanche said to remind you my boonie bug isn't anywhere near finished. I can't work on the boonie bug and my mirrors at the same time, so, and the mirrors are more important, so maybe when you get back, why, you can help me finish the boonie bug. Okay, Stephen, we'll see you when you get home.
Come home, Stevie. Ooh, It's crazy. That's what everyone tells me around here. Yes, this is your son. This is your son. You know, I remember this morning, I got on that long distance telephone and I called my mammy and I said, Mammy, this is your boy. And I'm way down here in Willarico, Connecticut. And then I heard my mama say, That's all right, boy. And then I heard her lean towards my daddy. And I heard my mama say, Daddy, and that's your boy, and he's way down there in Willarico, Connecticut. We can't let him stay out all night. And then I heard my daddy lean towards my mama, and I heard my daddy say, I let the boy boogie woogie. And I'm down here boogie woogieing. You know, it's kind of crazy. There's a lot of things that happen around here. And I'll have a lot of experience. And I'll bore you with some of my experiences. It's just a typical day of a missionary in New England named Elder Hunt. You know, I told my last companion, Elder Golding, I says, you know, he's from that good old town of Safford. And I'm sure I'm going to stop in and say hi to him. He's going to go home a little time after I do. And I says, hey, Elder Golding, I says, won't you set me up with some blind date when we get back? He says, okay, let's see. There's Debbie Jones. She's blind. So is Diane Hall. Anyways, I got a new greenie. Wonderful guy, wonderful guy. And, you know, when you're new, you don't know that much. And I took my new greenie out, tracked him. Good old tracting. You know, you go door to door and beat on the doors and listen to people say, no, I'm not interested. I took him out for the first time. Poor guy was scared to death. You could see him shaking like a whipped pup, you know? And all he could say was, I'm a Mormon. And then the lady says, well, I'm sorry, I'm Catholic. So I says, well, we're sorry too. And then I added, if you're so sorry, why don't you join our church? But anyways, we went to the next house and we talked to a guy. And a lot of these old fogies, you know, they tell you all the problems. And he said he was in the hospital, you know, and he had all these problems with him and everything. And he says, and the doctor only gave him 6 months to live. He said, but doctor, I can't pay you back in that short a time. So the doctor said, okay, 10 months. Well, that was bad, wasn't it? Did I ever tell you the joke about the jump rope and the skunk? Skip it stinks. Or maybe I told you one about the ceiling? Forget it, it's over your head. Anyways, back to missionary work. You know, we went to one more house, and the lady explained to us that we were all heading for the same station. This was a riot, man, because I was with my zone leaders at this time. This lady explained to us, and she says, you know, we're all heading for the same station. We're just taking different trains to get there. So I told her I'm glad ours had the only engine pulling it, but we left in a hurry. Didn't want to hear what she had to say. Anyways, we're not very nice. Or at least I should say I'm not very nice. But anyways, craziness. It runs in the family, I guess. But we left in a hurry, and we were on our way to the subway. On the way there, this guy had lost his wife out of his car, so we flagged him down. We told him, sir, you lost your wife about a mile back. He said, oh, thank God, I thought I went deaf. And we got on the subway after that, and them subways are kind of crappy. You know, and they rattle, and they shake, and they bounce around like this all the time. And we're heading over to see a Jewish rabbi, and we finally got over there and got to meet the Jewish rabbi. And, what happened before that is when we were on the subway. Maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but, you know, your son, he's not too nice of a guy anyways, and the guy sit down next to me, and I don't appreciate people blowing smoke in my face, but, you know, they always say they can't overcome it. He sit down next to me, and he says, sir, mind if I smoke? I says, mind if I fart? I know it's a bad habit. Tried to quit once, but I got sick, so I took it up again. But anyways, we did make it over to the Jewish rabbi's house. And, when we got there, and anyways, as I was saying, my companion was telling me about his sister who had a plan, and she's taking it home and committed suicide and jumped off the dashboard. So he was asking her if she wanted a funeral for it. But anyways, we did get to go see this Jewish rabbi I was telling you about. And what I thought was kind of funny is I was explaining to him that, you know, we always see all your followers eating at McDonald's. And what's he say? Oh, I know. And I says, but I thought they could only eat kosher food. And he says, that's right. And I says, well, you know, something else I can bring up to you is I know why you don't get your pay. Because all your followers always go to the Boston Red Sox game instead of attending your meeting. So I asked him, what do you plan on doing about it, you know? He says, I already took care of that. I own the McDonald's. So we left. You know, every place we went to, they had their own answering service. That's what I love about these places, their own answering service. You know, you go to this place and you hear these stupid black ants are getting all dadgum black ant, get out of here. Oh, we're invaded by these black ants. I don't know what, but they're crawling all over me. Get down, sucker, your mama, jump. Your great-granddaddy, yeah. Your mother's another, sucker, get off me. I got my whole pants full of them babies. Did you hear that? You thought that was money, huh? That's my key to get in the front door. Faked you all that, didn't I? Dead gum. Ants are getting to me. Phew. Boy, they're big enough to carry you and the table away with them. They must come from Texas. All them kids from Texas grow so big and tall. That's what ZZ Top tells me. Anyways, but these places, they always had their own answering service. You know, you're visiting doctor's office and what have you, different places, and you hear the old phone ring. Bring. Hello. Hello. Hello, Dr. Jones' hormone service. Bring. Margaret's House of Etiquettes. Bring. They, Esquire Club. Bring. Oh, National Safety Council. Of course. But, you know, they're the stupid things that we see and hear all the time. Of course, we do a lot of calling on the phone ourselves. We always come across that smart aleck. That's my dad. That says, this is me. Is that you? I say, yeah, this is me. Is that you? I can't believe the people that do that around here. But I get tired of talking to people. I only like to talk to the higher class of people, so I cut out the middleman. I talk to myself. I really enjoy it. I never get upset with myself. In fact, if I don't even want to talk about it with myself, I don't even bring it up. I think when I die, I won't have anyone to talk to. Well, anyways, that night we got on the subway to go home, okay? As I sat down on this piece of it was a newspaper is what I sat on, and this lady comes up and she asked me, she goes, "Sir, are you reading the newspaper?" And I just kind of give her a funny look, and she kind of walks off. And so this other guy comes up and he says the same thing. He says, "Sir, are you reading that paper?" I said, "Yes." Got up, turned the page, and sit back down. But anyways, we did get home. We sure did. Stepped in the house and had a couple of letters there waiting, plus a wedding invitation. Well, skipped the wedding announcement, but anyways, we did receive 30 more referrals to look up, and I got an unknown 4-week extension. Ugh al scardu. If you know French, or not French, what is that, Swedish? That's supposed to mean I love you or something of that nature. Anyways, but that's a typical day of a typical missionary who's not really typical, because the hunts aren't typical. You gotta excuse me, I'm scratching like a hound dog. I got poison oak all over me. Been helping cut down wood and everything, and I knew poison ivy didn't affect me, so I decided I'd volunteer into clearing out the poison oak. But poison oak does affect me, and somehow I got hung up on the whole situation. I know this this tape is this is bad. I know this tape isn't as bad as or I shouldn't say as bad. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'll repent and improve. Honest Scout's honor. See, you remember I'm still a scout. I don't know what I'm scouting for, but I know it's not as great as the tape you guys sent me, because there's not a whole bunch of people here laughing and giggling and at the same time, and I wonder where I picked that up, man. Every time I laugh at somebody, I don't think it has anything to do with my dad. Anyways, oh, Dad, I love you. But missionary work's been going pretty good here. We're getting all excited. Tomorrow I'm going to attempt something. Yes, sirree. Slaughtered out a nice little pig, weighed 150 pounds, and he's in the freezer right now. Tomorrow I'm going to get up early in the morning, and I'm going to go over to Brother Teeny's house, is his name, and I'm going to rig up this nigger rig or whatever to be able to put this big old pig on. I'm going to spend all day long cooking it, because they're going to have the luau tomorrow, and we're going to have some nice piggy, because I'm going to make sure that I'm going to bask him in good old pineapple juice and put some of that barbecue stuffings on him to make him taste good. Well, what else? I mean, when you're a prime cook like me, your mother teach you everything you know. I mean, you got to... Look, Mom, when you hang around someone like you that cooks as good as you, what you expect? You're going to have, a son that cooks as good. Why not, huh? But I'm sure it's going to be good. We're going to have some Hawaiian dances out there, and we're going to have leis to wear, and we're going to have some fancy foods, and I'm going to make my little pineapple dessert where I cut the pineapple in half and stuff it with them goodies, and they're going to look so fine. Instead of just, I'm going to put fruit cocktail and stuff in one, but in the other one I got some muskmelon balls and some cut loose. Now, some of them, I can't even remember. Cantaloupe. Carol Blanche just talked about her great cantaloupes, and I can't even remember. Oh, I'll be glad to be able to just eat one big cantaloupe fresh out of the garden with the ice cream in it. Homemade ice cream. Homemade ice cream. People around here don't even know what homemade ice cream is. Oh, I can't believe no one owns a freezer to make homemade ice cream. Been dying to make some, but oh well. They're in the breaks. They break in two. They sure do. I was just thinking that, I don't know. Maybe I should go ahead and tell you this. Or maybe I shouldn't. I've been thinking about it. But I know you guys would get upset with me if I didn't tell you this. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and tell you. And the reason why I'm going to tell you is because so that you guys can get all prepared for me. Now, I don't know. I guess I'd have to ask Wardy if they have dances Wednesday nights. Because if they have dances Wednesday night, little sweetie pie, on Wednesday night the 6th, I want to go honky-tonkin'. Yes, sirree. Because this little cat here is gonna be home September 6th. Are you excited? Are you? Are you? All right. That's what I like to hear. See, I'm excited too. I got the phone call, jump for joy. But Joy wasn't there, so. But anyways, what was really funny is we have to make phone in every week with all this garbage and rotten papers and tell all these numbers and garbage, you know. That's good. I shouldn't call it garbage. It's just the Lord's work. But anyways, and during the phone in to our zone leaders, the zone leader says, "Now, Elder Hunt, I know you don't do this, but because there has been a lot of elders been doing this, we need to let you know that before you call into the office, that you need to call us first to let us know so we can get an okay before you call into the office." So I said, "Sure, fine, okay, fine." Well, then, later I get a phone call from the office. Elder Sweeney calls me up. He says, "Elder Hunt." I says, "Elder Sweeney, how's it hanging?" He says, Man, keeping the eye dry." And so, anyways, he says, "I'm calling on behalf of President Balloff. He's asked me to let you know that we do have 4 more missionaries in that are going to be coming in the 6th, and you'll be able to be released on that day to go home." And he goes, "I would like to know if you could tell me now if you would want to be going home at that time." And so I says, "Well," I'm trying to make it sound like I really don't want to leave. I said, "Well, Elder Sweeney," I says, "I don't know." I says, "Can you give me a few minutes and I'll call you back?" And he says, "Well, if you could, I'd like to have the answer right now." And I says, "Well, Elder Sweeney, I'd like to have a few minutes to kind of think about it and pray about it. And then I'd like to," I says, "You're going to be there, aren't you? So let me just call you back." And he says, "Well, okay, well, call back as soon as possible." So I says, "Okay." And I hung up the phone, and I jumped up and down 15,000 times and started doing my somersaults, acting like Major, getting all hyper about the whole situation, going, all right, Mom, going home, yes, all right. Jumping up and down, ran downstairs and jumped around and everything. And Grammy Ann thought I was going crazy. And ran back upstairs, and I called our zone leaders. And Elder McCombs, or Glade, as we call him, answers the phone. He says, "Yeah, Elder McCombs here." And I said, "Elder McCombs, is Elder Hunt." And he says, "Oh." He says, I forgot he says, "Fritz, how are you?" That's what he calls me, Fritz. And I said, "Just fine." I says, "Elder McCombs, I just talked to Elder Sweeney on the phone. And, he wants me to call him back, so I'm calling you for information." And he just laughed and he hung up on me. So anyways, I was being ignorant, but, some things are ignorant. But then a lot of people are ignorant, and so because people are ignorant, they have to have these ignorant rules for these ignorant people, And so because of them, I don't think I'm that ignorant. I have to play ignorant with these ignorant rules for these ignorant people. And so they probably think I'm ignorant. But anyways, I called the mission. I says, "Elder Sweeney, I really feel that I need to go home on the 6th. He says, "Well, thank you very much, Elder Hunt. We appreciate it very much." And I says, "You take care." He says, "Well, I will." And I says, "Well, don't trunk out filling out my papers." But he just laughed and hang up the phone on me. But I did get a little hyper over the situation because that only cuts off 3 more weeks that I didn't have to stay out here. I'm coming home, I've done my time. And I got, never mind. I shouldn't be singing those songs no, this is called trunking out. You just get wasted. You sit around and you're going, And the usual, Hunt theme is picking your nose, and that's what I do. Walk around, pick my nose. I think I've learned all your techniques now. I think that's Mom does it with her thumb, and Lori does it with her little finger. Anyways, I was a little bit happy, a little bit more happy and excited, of course. But what can I say then, huh? No, I haven't talked this long since my farewell. Oh, yeah. This Saturday, we're going to have a lovely baptism with the Shane family. They're sure sweet people. I tell you, when I baptize them, that'll make about 35, which isn't too bad considering the mission average here is about 5. That's only 30 more, so I guess I can't complain too bad. It's kind of funny that we have a sheet what's called the brainstormer, and they like for us to send in our ideas and proselyting techniques that we come up with into the brainstormer, and so that all the missionaries can hear. And I was taking the fuzz there. I got one of them styrofoam balls on the end of my mic here, and it's got fuzzy buzzies all over it. And anyways, as I was relating back on my baptisms and the way that we found them and so on, I was noticing that when I baptized the Deshanes, that's going to make 10 people that I baptized that they called me. Well, in the mission, they always have a joke about phone contacting. Instead of calling people, you just sit and wait for the phone to ring for someone to call you. And they're always teasing each other about that's how we phone contact. So I was just thinking that that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write all my success for them 10 baptisms and how I got it by waiting for the phone to ring. Send it in, let them print it into the brainstormer. Yeah. They won't do it though. When something comes in from Elder Hunt, you know, it takes 5 of them and they have to go through it and make sure everything's okay and smooth and fine before they turn anything loose, you know. They gotta make sure it's what should I say? It's readable for those other missionaries. We'll just leave it at that, okay? Ooh, drop. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I figure I'm gonna come home in a ball of glory. And a glory. The glory. Oh, let me read the letter I just got today to you concerning what I have on my mind now and before and tomorrow and the next day and every other day and all the time. Here it is. 4 Longfellow Park, Cranebridge, Mass. Elder Stephen L. Hunt. And this is what the letter says. 8th of August, 1978. Elder Stephen L. Hunt, 70 Chestnut Street, Willimantic, Connecticut, 06226. Dear Elder Hunt, I have prayerfully considered your response in regards to the needed change of our release schedule. I am grateful that you can make the necessary adjustment that will keep us from having to open several areas for a brief time. You are now scheduled to return home on September 6th. Please arrive at the mission home between 2 and 4:30 p.m. on the 5th of September. I have mixed feelings. I sincerely appreciate your cooperation, but dislike so much the thought of your leaving. Sincerely, your brother, J.R. Balliff. Isn't that beautiful? That's the most beautiful letter I have ever received in my life. You are now scheduled to return home on September 6th. That was the highlight, right there. That's what made my heart beat. That's what brought a tear to my eye. That's what joy means to me. I did kick out of Clint there listening to him because he don't sound anything like he used to before. Not even a year and a half ago when he talked to me on the phone. But I can tell there's a few changes around there. Nettie still sounds the same. She still sounds like Nettie. And I tell you, this may sound kind of crazy, but when I first turned on this tape, I could hear some people talking. Yes. Whoops. There we go. Flicked the volume up because I was hearing those things again. I was just getting ready to tell you about when I first turned the tape on. I could hear something on the coming through and the headphones here, I could hear it coming through, listening to what was being said. And somehow it was coming on the recorder, although I had my recorder on record, which is supposed to erase everything, but I could still hear it playing. Oh, anyways, I forgot where I was at. But when I first turned the tape on, I could hear a noise coming over, although I was recording, and the tape was talking about the Salt River Project. Something about covering your windows with aluminum foil or something to cut down on the heat. But I could faintly hear it. And I listened to it 2 or 3 times, and I thought, man, I'm just so anxious to get home. I'm starting to hear the commercials on the radio. And just all of a sudden, while I was talking, I could hear it come over, and it was saying something about that was Barry Manilow even now, and then they said something about KUPD. So I'm just wondering if there was something recorded on this tape, or something was on there before, and it's still faintly coming through or something. Anyways, forget it. Oh, I just bust my knee. Don't worry, I do it every time. Oh, well, speaking of busting knees, my poor companion, the other day he's running down the hill and he fell down and he ripped his whole wrist over, you know. He ripped it wide open out, tore his hand up, and tore his arm up, and just did number 3 on the poor guy, you know. Well, the other night we got dropped off after our appointment, and after getting the stuff to hang the pig on, you know, to turn it over the throat, because our appointment went kind of bombed on us that night. But anyways, and so we take off running down the hill, and as usual, he tripped again, and no, I mean, just wasted himself out. And he tore a bigger hole in his arm and his leg and his ankle and everything else. Poor guy's just bruised from head to toe now. He's just doing great so far. I told him only 2 more years of this, and we'll see if he can survive. Crazy, huh? Oh well. Teach your own. I do have kind of a studly picture here that I'm going to be sending to you. You've probably already seen just a little small one here that was blown up. And I guess it was after that storm. That was a storm. Did you catch that? Almost sounds like a plane taking off, you know? Yeah, that wasn't too bad for a plane sound, was it? Yeah. We was talking about the higher climb here. I'm going to take a nice higher climb when I get on that plane and climb upward. But I'm feeling I'm going to take I'm going to slide off the mountain there a ways before I get home. Land in that Sky Harbor Airport. I can hear them guys already.
Now arriving at Sky Harbor International Airport. Please fasten your seatbelts and notice for no smoking time. Thank you for flying United Airlines.
Something like that. Passengers boarding flight 231. See, I still remember that stupid play. Anyways, actually, what I'm doing is I'm wasting time on here. I was trying to think of some horrifying jokes that I could tell, but I couldn't tell any. So instead of telling jokes, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll bear my testimony to you, and if you don't understand it, you can get someone else to translate it for you. But Pop, if you haven't been working on your Espanol, we better to get it to work if we're gonna be living down by the border. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. So when someone comes up to ask you about the church, you can say, "Me gustaría compartirles mi testimonio. Que se Dios vive. Que se Jesucristo vive. y que se restauró su iglesia por conductora de José Smith. Sé que José Smith es un profeta. Sé que el libro de Mormón es verdadero. Sé que Spencer W. Kimball es el profeta hoy día. Sé que la iglesia de Jesucristo de los santos de los últimos días es el reino de Dios en el mundo. Les di esta carta en el nombre de Jesucristo. Amen. That was my testimony. Thank you. But this much I can say, if I can remember what to say. Well, I tell you, everything everybody has said really sounds good to me. Of course, I'm always excited about getting some greenhouses going, and I have been quite interested in solar energy and finding out some. And also concerning Grandpa Doc's Boonie Bug, I'd love to get that thing running. And I'm glad to be able to pick some of them old fruities off the tree and some vegetables from the garden. Being able to do a little physical work and get the and some vegetables from the garden. Being able to do a little physical work and get these little love handles off the side of my body. And also if this poison oak will go away, then I won't have these little red spots all over my body. That's right. But now, you know, we want to thank our cast for being here, Mr. Stevie Hunt. But not only our cast we want to thank, but we want to thank you. May tomorrow be a perfect day. May you find love and laughter along the way. May God keep you in His tender care till He brings us together again. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside my door. Well, beyond, I hate to wake you up and say goodbye. But goodbye, I'm going for the higher climb. You know, I tell you, a radical missionary like me has mellow on down, 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 mellow on down. You want to blow your top? But I haven't got a top to blow. Then you better blow what you got. 'Cause I'm coming home, I done my time, and I got to know what is and isn't mine. Did you receive my letter telling you